The 2022 F1 season will see very different cars lining up on the grid. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton will have to contend with huge changes next year in their bid to repeat the heroic title challenge of this past season. New regulations come into force for the 2022 season with a host of challenges for teams to overcome. All teams involved have been working away behind the scenes on their 2022 car. Part of the reason for the revolution has been to promote better racing with cars able to follow each other better. The cars will also look noticeably different with over-wheel winglets being introduced while wheel covers make their return for the first time since 2009. Teams will be required to use Pirelli's bigger 18 tires, with most of the drivers on the grid already testing them out last week in Abu Dhabi. A number of other changes, including a completely redesigned front and back wing, are just a handful of things drivers on the grid will have to get to grips with. Preseason testing begins at the end of February, with drivers given 2 weeks to get their hands on the new vehicles, but the biggest change the drivers may notice will be the significant weight difference to years gone by. As reported by race fans, the FIA have once again increased the minimum weight limit. Next year's cars will now reportedly be a hefty 43 kilograms heavier than before, weighing close to 800 kilograms. Hamilton spoke out against F1 cars getting heavier earlier this season, questioning whether the move fits with the sport's ethos of being more sustainable. "I don't understand why we're going heavier," he said in the summer. "I don't understand particularly why we go heavier when there's all this talk about being more sustainable, just as the sport is going in that direction. By going heavier and heavier and heavier, you're using more and more energy, so that feels that's not necessarily in the right direction or in the thought process." F1 cars have been getting heavier and heavier ever since 1995, with a whopping 138 kilograms added on vehicles between 2009 and 2019. With the new 2022 weight limit put in place, F1 cars will be almost 200 kilograms heavier than they were just 15 years ago.